Time for our scholarship recipients. And I want to tell you, this is the 4th year we've done this, and every year it just gets better and better and better. And I'm so excited about getting to introduce these young men and women tonight, let them read their essays, and you will see just how impressive they are. Because I say it every year, but when I see the quality of the essays that I get to read and evaluate for this scholarship, it just makes me so excited to know that our education system in Longview is superior to no one. No one can outmatch our educational system. And these young people are growing up with such innovative and thought-provoking minds, and some of the essays, it blows me away when I think, when I was their age, I was nowhere near where they are in their mental capacity and their education, and so it's a good place to be right now. So thank you all for participating, and I look forward to hearing your essays. So what I do is I'll call you up one at a time, come up, read your essay, and then I'll meet you up front and we'll have a picture, okay? So let's start with Hallsville ISD. Mr. Jordan Hooks.
If I were mayor of Longview, I would begin my revitalization of Highway 80 by tearing down older, vacant, and dilapidated buildings and promoting new commercial business and restaurant openings. I would also expand and improve Highway 80 rescue mission by increasing the number of beds due to increasing number of Longview residents without homes. Longview is my home, and I've always wanted to see our city be the best it could be. Longview has been growing at a remarkably fast pace, and revitalizing Highway 80 would make our community prosper at an even faster pace than it does currently. I've been volunteering with Highway 80 corridor, Highway 80 in Buckner since 7th grade, and I would love the Highway 80 corridor to reach its full potential. I see enormous potential for this area, and I believe my ideas for improving it will bring it a newfound life. The old motels on Highway 80 would be torn down because they are known areas for illegal activity and been subject to many police raids. There are better ways for the city to use these spaces. The illegal activity on Highway 80 reflects badly on our city, and I believe most of it can be stopped by removing these buildings. Replacing these properties with new businesses and restaurants will reduce crime, promote growth, and increase revenue for Longview. Encouraging new business on Highway 80 can bring new life to the area of Longview. Road improvements and new business will also improve the aesthetics in this area, as well as increase financial revenue for Longview. Highway 80 is close to my heart because I've been blessed with the opportunity to volunteer in this area for many years, which has given me the opportunity to meet the people who live in this community. Highway 80 Rescue Mission and Soup Kitchen should both be expanded and improved so they can serve and shelter more of the residents of Longview without homes. There are so many people in Longview without homes, and we should do more to better serve this population. The Highway 80 Rescue Mission can only do so much, and expanding and improving the facilities would improve the homeless community in Longview with food, shelter, and safety. Encouraging residents to serve at the Highway 80 Rescue Mission would also be a huge step towards helping the less fortunate in our community. I hope my ideas for the betterment of Highway 80 will be impactful for this corridor. I believe generating, encouraging, and focusing more effort for the growth of Highway 80 is the best thing for the community and Longview. Thank you so much for your time.
Come on up, Jordan. Thank you, sir. Very nice. And let me say, I can't imagine being a senior in high school and being asked to stand up and read an essay that I'd written at a city council meeting in front of everybody and knowing that it's being videotaped. So you guys and girls, y'all are awesome. Just relax. Don't worry about a thing. I'm very proud of y'all. I couldn't do what you were doing. So Don't worry about a thing. It's amazing. Okay, Longview ISD, Ms. Peyton Scott.
As Mayor Scott, I would have a unique perspective on the Highway 80 corridor, having grown up, in fact, in the historical district of Nugget Hill. In fact, my second floor bedroom overlooked the Highway 80 area, and I would fall asleep with the lights of Good Shepherd Hospital shining through the blinds and the occasional ER helicopter flying over the house. I learned how to ride a bike in the First Christian Church, and Teague Park served as a secondary backyard to feed the ducks, walk my dog, and of course have picnics. So as you can see, I do care deeply about the preservation of our town's original corridor. It is a main passageway in which we must take care of, similar to the downtown renovation given. My plan to improve Highway 80 corridor would be a twofold approach. This first area would include community groups, members, schools, and individuals titled Highway 80 banners. Similar to TxDOT's Adopt a Highway program, groups would purchase a portion of the corridor, keep it clean, and a banner, perhaps designed by one of our local schools' art departments, could be installed on a streetlight with their name added. There could be a Highway 80 Day where those who have adopted a section are honored, and maybe a 5K run down our Highway 80. This banner would give individuals and groups ownership, even though they may work or live across town. The second part of this design would include our businesses and our local existing businesses on Highway 80 and potential businesses who might want to set up storefronts, and it would be titled Highway 80 Vision. An architectural plan would be designed to make an entire corridor visually pleasing and connected by a similar style. Perhaps 1990 LHS alum Joe Don Hawley, principal of Dallas-based international architectural firm HKS, could donate his time to develop a city-approved plan. This architectural vision would also give tax incentives to existing retail businesses to clean up, remodel, and follow the design concept of working with a city liaison. Potential businesses would be offered tax incentives as well to buy property and develop their businesses to continue a vision of a beautiful, vibrant, active portion of Longview. Thank you.
Pine Tree ISD, Kaylin Goodman.
When I drive down the Highway 80 corridor, I've noticed the two main issues are the general appearance and the homeless population. To address these issues, I would hold a citywide fundraiser called 80s for 80, where local bands would play covers of 80s music. The funds raised would be used to renovate and tear down old buildings to make them more suitable for new businesses, focused primarily on manufacturing. In addition, offering tax incentives to both new and old businesses would also be helpful in making them want to be a business. I would also reach out to local churches and schools to help clean up the street. I would strive to open a new facility similar to the Highway 80 rescue mission that would be further down the road. This would allow more homeless people to have access to resources and amenities to help them find and maintain jobs. With the appearance improved and more job opportunities nearby to help reduce the homeless population, the Highway 80 corridor could actually be an area of productivity and revenue for the city of Longview.
And now from Spring Hill, Alex Karen.
I've attended a few city council meetings over the last year, and something that was brought up fairly regularly was the Highway 80 corridor. Based on comments by the mayor, city council, and residents, improvement and restoration efforts are supported by the community and should be an important focus of the city because it is one of the primary east to west thoroughfares of the city. If I were mayor, one thing I would do to attempt to improve the Highway 80 corridor is give tax breaks or incentives to existing businesses who meet standards and to new businesses to encourage them to invest. Private investment will play a crucial role in the redevelopment of the area. For this project to be successful, people must be drawn to the area, and the easiest way to encourage this is through commercial development. I would also focus on beautification of the Highway 80 corridor. Naturally, people are drawn to aesthetically pleasing places, so I would propose we add more green space with trees and landscape. I would establish and develop new volunteer projects to help paint and restore older buildings, which would encourage commercial development and make people more likely to visit the area. One of the biggest issues facing the corridor is that many of the existing buildings are out of building code. To improve the corridor, I would place emphasis on forcing the building codes and actually increase the standards so that the buildings are more presentable and appealing to the public. As I mentioned previously, this could be done through tax incentives. As mayor, I would also create a targeted small business forum dedicated to businesses along the Highway 80, along Highway 80, and those interested in having a storefront there. This would help the city get a better idea of what the community believes is necessary to encourage investment and to help the existing businesses succeed. Because the region is somewhat run down, often many people do not feel safe in the area. So to combat this, I would attempt to keep an increased police presence in the area. This, along with mixed use development, such as businesses with storefronts on the bottom floor and apartments on the top floor, would highly increase foot traffic in the area. The Highway 80 corridor was at one point one of the hotspots of Longview, but in recent years has been overlooked and is no longer a desirable place to shop or be around. The primary problem that we hope to address through the restoration is that people are simply not drawn to the area like they once were. To fix this, I would implement a tax break for positive businesses, beautification projects, improve and enforce building codes, create a forum dedicated to the restoration, and make the area feel safer with increased police presence and mixed development that would draw families. Thank you.
Okay, y'all, come back up. Sit. Sorry, guys, you're on the outside. I'm not Thank you all so much. And just so you all know, we take those pictures because in our anteroom back here, we have those pictures framed of every year of the students coming in and reading their essays and all the recipients. And Council, I hope we were all listening to those suggestions because these young people have some ideas that we can certainly look at an implementation of those ideas and such great suggestions. But did you notice every one of them had a plan and they had solutions? It wasn't just a gripe session, you know? And I really appreciate that. When someone has a plan and offers a solution, then I think that means they're thinking through this and they at least are looking things in the direction of a positive approach. And so when you get young people like this involved, all I say is the sky's the limit. So thank you all so much. I applaud you all and I applaud your parents for putting you where you are. Thank you all so much once again.